Good morning, world. So here we are in Windsor. Not the riverside view, but now the city view. That's downtown Windsor. This is all sub bus park back here. There's somebody early morning coming in. It's just about 6:38 on a Sunday morning, May 26, 2024. Bus park. It's a lone figure, so no bus activity yet. So I guess buses don't start run yet, but I can't imagine that some aren't running somewhere. There's always a 24/7 bus in any system, unless there aren't. So yeah, this is the summer view because we're now to hot, sweet weather, and this is the way cookie crumbles. I think we're gonna get some rain spots today. We had it very early yesterday morning here. I mean, I was on the train getting here, and we had a big deluge with very dark skies, heavy pounding rain. It was like, I thought, okay, that's gonna be the day I'm gonna come and just chill out in my room. But then, by the time we were heading towards, I think Chatham even, the sun came out and just got clear. It's almost like as you're going north-south from Toronto, because I heard that Toronto was actually quite still gray and wet and cooler. But not here. Here it was like 24, 26, something so. And just gorgeous. Whereas I thought it was a fan down there that I was hearing, but no, it's inside the, no, it's some kind of thing. Oh yeah, Windsor City Parking Corp. This is big city parking. A lot of hotel guests park there. Street cleaners. Even one thing I find when I'm in, I don't know it's anywhere else, but Jamaica, boy, everywhere you go, rural, urban, all these street cleaners. Doesn't mean that you don't still see some place where you go, what is going on over here? But all over the country mostly, and those street cleaners take their job seriously. You see them just earnestly cleaning. You know? It's always these funny ideas about places, and then you go to them or you come from them and you go, what are people talking about? But then of course we have also the people who really value, Western and North American ideals and European ideals that just are never satisfied with. There can be nothing good for where they are, right? Even when, there's not all perfect. In fact, lots of things aren't great, but it's not totally dire. But to them, everything's dire. And everything here is fantastic and wonderful. It's way better. And then, of course, some people are crazy the other way. And then some people are like, man, this is all horrible, but here they are. I was like seeing folks walking. Yeah, gorgeous. I could be out there. I think the temperature is like plus already. It looks great though. Let's see back here. Much more. So the sun is coming. That's the east. And okay, go over to the west. Now, fun fact, I always, because there's a Detroit River, and then across from it is from Windsor is, the Canadian side is Detroit on the American side, right? Which you've seen before, because I just was here a few weeks ago and did this is the first time I've had a hotel room facing this way. I always have had hotel rooms facing the river. Anyway, I was telling you that because one of the fun facts I learned yesterday is that even though, because Canada's a country north of the United States, where we are right now in Windsor is further south than across the river in Detroit. yes, people. It's very odd. Like my head still can't put it together. And Americans are very clear about it because actually that's how I learned it from an American yesterday. One of them was saying, "Oh, you know," because we were trying to find our way to get to the tunnel bus, the Lyft driver. And oh, it's funny. I mean, Lyft generally sometimes gives you way cheaper price than Uber. Only on occasion in Toronto when I put them both in, I get Uber is a bit better. But here, or in the States, because that's where I use using it a lot, Lyft is extremely cheaper than Uber. Every time I did, so I eventually just stopped. And maybe if I kept doing it, I would see differences. But Lyfts were pretty good. But yeah, we were trying to find, you know, even to drop me off to catch the tunnel bus back. And so, you know, I was looking at the thing saying, oh, you know, the south thing and the north thing. And as the driver heard me saying, oh, you know, the northbound bus, the southbound bus. So the southbound bus is from Windsor to Detroit, right? Northbound, Detroit to Windsor. Or so I think, but I could have been reading that wrong. So then the driver, the Lyft driver said, oh, you know, Windsor's south of Detroit, you know that? I was like, what? I said, yeah, you know. And then I texted to one of my friends who said, yeah, because Windsor is the most southerly point of Canada. And I'm just saying all this, haven't verified nothing, haven't researched nothing, checked anything out. I'm just chatting, just to chat, because y'all know me love to chat. Sometimes chat fart, as Jamaicans would say. And I guess North Americans say chat nonsense. Anyway, so there it is, early morning here on the Canadian side. And it's my hotel room. Bed is a bit mussed up. No action, no nuts. Funny, I was very aware yesterday as I was doing my thing that I'm quite a loner, you know. I do well doing things on my own, and I think it's that only child for my mom and dad, and for many years living as an only child, and that was with my grandmother. So yeah, that's probably why companionship is not, I don't do so well with companionship. So we'll see if that, you know, because my Stewart family, my father's side, there's not a lot of great examples of companionship. We struggle, and even when they're in them, the ones that exist, whoo, when you're around it, you're just like, oh no, trigger. It's just like when I'm in one, right? Anyway, this is an accessible room, so if you notice the much wider hallway, so a wheelchair basically would come in and come through. And then that space there. I guess this should be laid down flat like this. Yeah, that's what that should be doing. Anyway, because I was actually taking stuff off of the top there. And yeah, so here is the closet. I mean, I still bought a few little jackets because yesterday morning was cooler in Toronto when I was leaving. By the time I got here, it was actually never really sweat. It was fine. I think those breathable fabrics, and of course the linen. We're in linen now, but it's gonna be shorts today because I need to go dance and sweat. More intentionally, yesterday I didn't plan to dance and sweat. I never expect to dance and sweat, even though we dance and sweat a little. But today, well, who knows? And today might be the day when I might be much more more modest. And then you come in here, and of course the main chest of accessibility is these bathrooms, right? So you put the bars, very wide open. Yeah, I'm reading, you know, the New York Times has these, the New Yorker. When I buy it's actually a style issue. Oh, this one, this is them the Quinta Brunson. I'm gonna say how styling night, but celebrity auctions, chocolate and Gucci. Yeah, and that one, Jamaica Kincaid and Cara Walker. I do want to read more about that. But you know, the articles are always dense. But this one interests me. The enablers. Hilda didn't get personal crap. He was giving it right. So people who were, you know, like behind, like Donald Trump, right? Like, you know, what this one person in life, rarely, you know, should always look at that, right? People think of anybody who got power. No, there's a whole system, and usually power brokers in that system who are enabling that. So it's always good to find out who. So no, I read this article about Hitler because it can tell us a lot about what's going on with Donald Trump, because it don't make no sense. And you want to keep saying to folks who support Donald Trump, nobody does say anything about the man might have certain policies and whatever, and did some good, even though arguably the good he did when he was in power was all based on things that Democrats had put in place before he went in, as happens with every election or any term, because I would argue then when I acknowledge where sometimes Democrats have also benefited from what was being put in place that they then, came into power to then realize. So, but let's just say clearly that with Donald Trump, that was the case in terms of what he put in place and made happen, or things that he acquiesced to and then became positive that people then don't remember that he actually was against until the Democrats forced his hand, or he, was voted against and had to make something happen, and then took, he's such a classic kind of narcissistic opportunist, right? But in the whole politics game, it's just about power. Right? You've heard me go on about this, because even with the Democrats, just like in Canada with the Conservatives and the Liberals and NDP, you just watch all opportunity things that's about how do we strategize to get power. Because imagine if you're in a political party and another political party, you actually realize, what am I trying to make more sense? Do you think it'll ever be said? No, because you have to look more, like it's just, you watch the whole thing and just think, I don't know if this is ever gonna get us anything healthy. I mean, it might get us some things, and people argue that's still the better process than anything that has been imagined, but man. So anyway, when I'm, going back to the point I was making about Donald Trump, is that you'd expect even the people supporting to say, but boy, yeah, as much as might like in politics, the man crass, the man messy, Clearly there's been a history of sexism and racism and all kind of things. We're just, we're trying to pull you back from that because, you mess up the possibility of the policies. But it's just this one, no. And then my favorite is where what they will acknowledge is, well, my favorite one is that I don't care what people say, I just care what they do. So basically, him can say whatever, or what he does personally, what he says or what he does personally, but what he does for the country, as long as he's saving me taxes and putting more money in my whatever and making, I guess, their America Great Again business, even though, you realize that it's about an international relationship that then retreats us back to a particular way of engaging that, frankly, sets you up over time to not be the amiable, and I guess no matter, because it's about power. No, we want to be the most powerful in the world, so we have the economy that saves the most and make our people fantastic, even if it means horrible things for everybody else. It is so gross. And sometimes you're just like, okay, but even when they say that, they're partly trying to without acknowledging that, yeah, him say some shitty things and him personally do some shitty things, but they will never say it out loud. It's just simply, no, he's the new king, coming Messiah. Anyway, I could go on about that. And again, notice when I said that, say you can have different policy position and we might even disagree on that and whatever. But you can't even get to that discussion because the man's a highness with the things where I'm saying the things where he personally has done, that you're just like you're askance. I mean, the rest of us are just like, and frankly, now you realize more people in the Republican Party are also thankfully stepping forward to say, I am also askance. I have to tell you that Farah Griffin, I think, who is on The View, I have to say, I arguably, as much as I skew liberal, I find her the most interesting, refreshing person. I mean, she's very clear that she have a position around fiscal conservatism, which me not agree with, but otherwise, and I like her reasoned way of engaging around the policy difference and policy conversations. And you think, no, that may expect me. I don't know why she should run for the presidency. We would almost say, yeah, vote for her because, right, you might have to negotiate and fight with her policy-wise, but she look like at least she ethical. You know, at least since she stepped away from the, what do they call it now? Stepford wife thing that they try to do to women in the Republican Party, and the cultism that, you know, because of course some of the people have only stepped away once they were kicked out by Donald or, you know, whatever has just revealed too much for them to carry on with. But her, you know, since she's been pretty much consistent. So if you let me, can I trust her? All right, so this is the bathroom. Blah, 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 blah. This is the bathroom. So you see the chair there, bench. And yeah, it doesn't have any, you know, you can just roll in if you had a wheelchair. And then I noticed that they always use this rather than plastic or any other kind of barrier. You have a curtain instead, and then, yeah, all the features. I do like their Crabtree. I don't see Crabtree and Evelyn, so none of them must have broke up, or it's just a branding thing. So, you know, or one of them just buy the other one out. So Crabtree brought out Evelyn. All right, so you know, all the things, hair dryer. Yeah, you can roll up, and they have a slant there, slight slant. Yeah, so that's that. Anything else for sugar? Yes. Inside here, they do have a safe. You'll see there, an ironing board, tiny little one you put. I should get one of those for like put on the table or on your bed to come in a small little condo like I am in now. And then, yes, there is a refrigerator. And then, of course, TV and all that. But we're not telling you I'm going to need it. And, you know, your little coffee. I could make some coffee right now or tea. Might do that actually with some hot water because it will clear my stomach. All right, an ice thing which I went and got yesterday. Is there ice left in there still? Yeah. Oh, I was amazed by that since last night or this morning I came in. So yeah, and you saw it disheveled, but you know, do you love those pillows and those pillowcases? You know, hotel rooms. A lot of hotel room stays has made me go to. Yeah, no, white linen is fresh, fresh. All this color linen. So anyway, the thing that I might have to fix is there is this sort of hum, and I discovered that it's in here. It's like we loosen, right, the panel there. We loosen the panel, we can't hear it buzz through the pipe. So I'm gonna tell them and see if it's just something that just is, or them cats, something. I thought it was out here. I was hearing it out here, but now, I had air conditioning on, turning off. And it's been fine. That's what I'm saying. It's hot, but it's not unbearable. It's not yet the sweltering, humid. That's it. There's no humidity yet. Oh, see their cabs? Love their cabs. Color of their cabs. It's a Bajan flag. The yellow's a little bit more mustardy, I think, for Barbados. More sulfury. But I just think I see those that blue and yellow, and I think Barbados flag anyway. Yeah, so not yet. That's what it is. It's hot, but it's almost like, you know, Caribbean hot. I don't know if it's because of the Detroit River here, and if that's a thing, but yeah, it's kind of hot, but not unpleasantly so. All right. Thanks for listening to my, you know, meanderings and ramblings, and I'm wondering if it's also old age catching up, or just, you know, let me have enough avenue. Let me know my work isn't chatting. Maybe that's what it is. It's been years of chatting, and some frustration of where I don't see actual change with all the chatting. So you just constantly be chatting. All right. Let us go. Good morning. Yeah, so today the plan is, I thought I was gonna get up and go over to Detroit earlier and go up to Cuzzo's, have breakfast, you know, Old Southern, because their food is so good. That lemonade, tart and sweet, but Jesus. And then the food, it matches really well with the food. Salty, kind of, you know, catfish and collard greens and ham hocks and Oh my God, I'm almost convincing myself. But I've decided it's a lot to go over, and the neighborhood is it Black Fashion City or something it's called, or Fashion Row or Fashion Street or something, Lane, and apparently it's on Livernois, Livernois is the name of the street. And apparently somebody else talking to yesterday, a couple of people telling me how it's still, the businesses are all black owned. Area has been gentrified by a lot of, young white professionals, because it's a little bit further out of Detroit, not in downtown. So it's a good way out. I mean, everything is, you literally have now downtown is more things, but like if yesterday I'd be like, oh, here, it looks like it's only $7 away, but then it's like way up. Let me go from downtown Toronto to Oshawa. It's like when I feel semi go. I mean, probably I'm being a bit dramatic, but I'm dramatic that way. But yeah, it's just, so you're always going from it's like when you're in New York sometimes, like you have to go from Manhattan to Brooklyn or to Queens because some days when I plan to do certain things, you realize, oh, I'm going to be on the subway for a good while between things, right? Which I do appreciate about Toronto, and other people who come there have said, oh, it's so interesting how many things are within a close proximity that you can get to, unlike some of those big cities. So Toronto, I always think, is a good size, even though that's starting to shift and change as more things now are also spreading, as it should. So, I mean, I think the thing we should do is to have groupings of things, right? But anyway, still are going to have some things that are just way better in way other distant hoods than others. So, yeah. So the plan then, even though I'd love to go to Livernois, just to also celebrate with seeing some of the black businesses, but I think I want to do it another time because it's just going to add a lot to my day. And then I also thought of going to the Detroit DIA, Detroit Art Museum. They have a show there about black film. That seems like it would be interesting, but because of everything else I want to do, I just come to the festival. I just want to chill. Yesterday was more than I thought it would be in terms of just movement, but also amazing. So I think I just want to chill, just rest up, just take my time, and then just go just to the festival. Because alone, I'm going to do two. I'm doing the one that my friend is playing at the Diaspora one, Afro Diaspora one, and then the movement one that I want to go see the DJs I love. And last night at the Spotlight space where Charisma was dropping some more techie house than I'm used to, but sometimes he dropped some jams that were amazing, and crowd went well, including me. I was surprised by that I actually got down as much as I did. Great fun crowd. It's funny with videotaping. That's how you go someplace, oh, don't videotape me, oh, why are you and then other people are like, I want to be on camera. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so today, and so I ran into Kenny Dope. But then there's a woman, I guess she must either, I don't know who she is, and I have a funny thing that she's probably involved with the Spotlight, that she was annoyed with me because I saw Kenny Dope, I had my camera on, and I didn't realize it was him. I saw him at one point and I didn't realize. And then he's walking out, so my camera, I'm videotaping, and then I said, oh my God, it's Kenny Dope. So of course, I wasn't so much that I was even videotaping him because I was just doing what I would do in the space, but he happens to be there. This woman is like in my face, oh, you have to ask people to take photos, and she's like rushing me. I was just like, girl. And then he's like, comes out, he's standing there, he's like, yeah, bro, I'm here, you're doing your thing. But she was really earnest so I don't know if she was feeling responsible, that maybe she was promising, oh, just come, chill, nobody's gonna bother you, and no pepper. And then here I am. But I wasn't the only one, but I think she was doing that to other people too, but it was this odd thing. Anyway, but today is just gonna chill, take my time, go over there, meet up with my friend, hear him play. Hopefully he's not the first, because this other one starts at 10 a.m. But I'm not planning to go over till afternoon, take my 1 o'clock bus, go over there. Because then from 4 on is when a lot of the DJs at the movement stage. So I want to go to the Afro Diaspora for a couple of hours. Hopefully he plays earlier. If he doesn't, if he plays later, I'll find out from him. And then I'll go to movement, see some of the people, go back to him, and then come back. But yeah, just gonna enjoy it. Thankfully, all of that's downtown, by the downtown riverfront, as well as a little ways out. So it's not like what I did yesterday. Okay, that's my plan. We'll see how it all goes. Good morning.